Hello everybody, welcome to QueenTiti Loves. Today we are going to make up my face. And today's topic is going to be trauma. So let's talk about trauma. First, of course, I already cleaned my face. But I'm going to use Crayon Case Wipe to make sure I got everything off. I did my regular ritual today, cleaning off my face. So you may, especially if you're on a TV, see some red spots because, for whatever reason, I glow like Rudolph. So, first, of course, the regular. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. The regular stuff. Get that out of the way. Second, first of all, I bet you I won't forget today that these wipes taste disgustable. Disgustable. Yes, disgustable. Okay? I wiped my face with them last time, and I almost had to log off. Now, let's just be clear. Super didn't say eat them. She said to wipe your face with them. But I had wiped my face and then licked my lips, child. I almost passed out. I swear. Oh, here it is. I'm like, I swear I set up before I even started this time. But, of course, I'm not doing my lips today. I'm trying to master eyes, and I have a particular look that I need to do. So I have my laptop right here so I could look at it. Because I am going to be doing a tribute video to somebody that is important to me. So I will be doing a tribute to that person. Actually, 2 persons next month. So, first, let's take our vitamins. Do y'all take vitamins? You know you're supposed to take vitamins every day. I don't care how healthy you think you are and everything that you think you do. You're supposed to take vitamins every day. It's good for you. Especially with the stuff they put in the food these days. That's trauma enough. Now, here's the funny thing. I just talked about taking vitamins and taking care of yourself, and then I sipped the Red Bull. That's my coffee. I don't drink coffee. I don't like it. It literally makes me sick to my stomach to smell it. But I do like an occasional Red Bull. So I used to drink one every morning. Now I drink one maybe once a week, and it's the sugar-free one. I hope that matters. Okay, so trauma. So different things can happen in people's lives that contribute, whatever you want to say, to trauma. And trauma really means that something has happened that has now impacted your life. Maybe the way you think, the way you move, the way you take care of things now. And so it just really kind of changes your life. The reason I am talking about this topic, I swear y'all, I do this every time. The stuff is right in front of me. Be patient with me on this topic because this topic is one that this conversation is probably for me. But remember I told you guys when I started the program, when I started this channel, probably will be helping me just as much as it's helping you. Because we all need help, kid or adult. But this one is for everybody because kids experience trauma too, and we don't give that enough attention. I told y'all, concealer's right here. So when I practice, sometimes y'all know that I use mostly Crayon Case products, which you see here, and then there's a whole stockpile right here, and then all the other stuff is right here. I'll take a picture of it one day and show you guys. When people experience trauma, it can change your whole life. It can change the way you think about things, the way you see things, how comfortable you are in situations from that point forward. And it's nothing, I won't say it's nothing you can do about it to go away permanently, but what I could say is there's nothing wrong with it. That's what I really want to focus on today. I need to clean up some more There's nothing wrong with it. There are things that happen that you can control, but after you identify what they are, right? And so I will share with you that, and yes, I use this instead of tweezers because I'm a big old baby and that mess hurts. And yes, I cleaned them up off camera, but once I sit in front of this mirror, listen, I can see where actual hairs are. And I'm trying to be clean today. So I'll share my story. And from this point, I'm going to do my makeup, but I'm really going to be focused on this story because I need to focus, because this is a big topic and something that's really important to me and my family at this time. So my cousin, one of my cousins, was murdered, and we celebrate his anniversary of his death every year by, celebration of life, right? Because it even says in the Bible that we're supposed to celebrate and rejoice in the fact that, somebody has passed on and gone back to be with God, because he only loaned him to us, right? Promise y'all, I'm not gonna cry. He only loaned people to us, right? But here's the reality. I know we're supposed to celebrate. I get it. I get what the analogy of it is. But the reality is that, people don't just have kids, with the expectation that they are borrowing them. They take complete ownership over that child. They eat, breathe, and live for their kids. And so they don't think that way. They're not planning on giving them back, so to speak, right? And so the reality is that is a place of trauma. That can be a place of trauma. I have had plenty of deaths in the family. I was very fortunate coming up as a kid that I did not experience this, and it kind of started when I got in high school, more so with the passing of my older god sister and my godmother. But that was in high school, the end of the year. So anyway, when you, I'm not crying, I'm wiping the stuff. When you think about, your life and what it is going to be like without that person, it's not happy. It's not. And so, ironically, even since I was a kid, death has always been something that I never wanted to have to go through. It might sound crazy, but when I was a kid, I used to pray that when my mom goes, I'm probably gonna cry, but I'm doing my eyebrows, so we're good. When something were to happen to my mom or my sister or my niece or nephew, I always prayed we would die together. I prayed that we would die together because I did not grow up with a big family. And what I mean by that is, yes, my family is huge. The big family is huge. But my family, where we know that it looks different when your grandmother is alive and she makes sure nobody messes with you, and then you have a mom and a dad, and you have aunt and uncles, it looks different. And so for me and my sister, all we had was our mom. I'm really sorry if you have to click off this video. It's okay. But the message is important because it's real. All we had was my mom. And so I used to pray, and I still do. Yes, I still do. And I probably will pray this way forever. That because I don't have much, that if God could please just love me enough not to take the only thing that I have. And so, that's my prayer. So, when this time comes around, it is very difficult for me. It's very difficult because this cousin that passed away, he was like I called him like Robin Hood. I called him like Robin Hood. Was he perfect? Nope. He was perfect to me, and that's all that mattered. And so even as a kid, you know, he would have my back and always be there for me and all that good stuff. And so as you grow older, you start to be really appreciative of those people that are not your I don't want to say immediate family member because he's my first cousin, but or second, that are that love you like as if you're like really, really close to them, right? So I don't know if anybody else experiences that in their family, but I do kind of feel that way. Like certain clusters of family members, they're really, really close, and then other people come second. I don't think that way. I think we're all supposed to be family, and you shouldn't make a difference. But I digress. I think it's really important that you value those people that treat you like you are family. Okay? And so when this person was taken away and murdered, and I keep using the word murder because murder is not the same as death to me. With death, in my head, I could kind of say, you know, that was God's will. That's what he wanted to happen. You know, he took the person back. But as it relates, I think I want to outline first this time. Let's outline. As it relates to, I'm going to use Crayon Case. As it relates to murder, I personally have a hard time making that make sense in my head, that that's what God said, because he gave us all free will, and with that free will, I just believe that some people exercise that right for evil, and this stuff is pigmented or very you don't need much of it. Some people exercise their free will for things that they shouldn't, and evil just happens to be one of those things. You know, if you can take someone's life and not care about the family, the family that is left behind, the things that, you know, they'll have to go through, I think that's a different type of person. And you can't make me believe that that's God's will, because that's not a godly action, right? Okay. So with that comes trauma, because you in your head are trying to figure out, you know, how does this make sense? Why is this happening? What, you know, am I being punished? You know, you go through a whole bunch of things when it has to do with drama. You know, a whole bunch of things go through your head that probably don't make sense, but in your head, in that moment, listen, child, you just trying to get through it. You just trying to understand. So to you, bam, it makes sense. The way you are processing it. And nobody can tell you how to process it either. Unless you are a trained professional. So the reason why I'm sharing this story, obviously, because it's this time of the year for me, and for my family. And then also to let other people know. One, if you have never dealt with trauma and so you don't understand, you don't get to tell somebody when to get over something. And hold on to that, because there's a caveat. You don't get to tell somebody when to get over something, because their experience and what they are dealing with is their experience, you know. And if you're not someone who is trained in crisis intervention and things like that, which a lot of people in HR are, so I am. So I counsel myself. I do. I counsel myself sometimes. You don't get to tell somebody what that looks like. But here's the caveat to that, okay? For those of us that are dealing with trauma, if you have somebody that is loving you through the process and they are hurt because you were hurt and that type of thing, there's nothing wrong with them trying to love on you, honey. It's not. It's nothing wrong with them trying to love on you. I understand that sometimes, let me keep this out. I think I got them perfect, but let me keep this out. I understand that there are times where they may not say it the way we want them to say it, but I don't think it's fair to be so upset. It's, you know, I don't think that is fair. So on one hand, I know that what we're dealing with is something that you can't really explain. And my experience is different than my family members' experience. You can't really explain it. But what I can tell you is that if you are going to people and you are talking to them about what your trauma looks like, and they are being that open ear, that shoulder to cry on, that all of that, at a certain point, and it could be a year, it could be 3 months, it could be wherever that person feels like, because they love you, that it's a good point for them to interject because they love you. If they start to tell you things like, you know, you need to get up and get out, you need to talk to somebody professionally, if they try to get you, hell, if they try to get you to remember sometimes that things are not the way that you making it out in your head, that's love too. Because sometimes we can have a delay in healing because we creating something that wasn't even there. Okay? And that's just reality. And dealing with trauma with different people, I have seen where people are making up things that, you know, and it's a part of trauma, based on the way that they remember it at that time. And I'm going to call that deflecting. And the reason why I call it deflecting is because I have deflected anger in a current situation that I'm going through. Somebody that I really, 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 really care about is no longer here. And through that, I have deflected upon the situation and become angry where I shouldn't be. Okay? And so if somebody were to hear me that knows about the situation, or, you know, if I'm talking to somebody and they were to say, well, Asia, that doesn't really have anything to do with this, I got to take a minute to breathe. I got to take a minute to listen. Because when people are taking their time to be there for you and help you through a situation, it's not going to help you if they're just a yes person. They have to tell you the way that, you know, they see things. based on, hopefully, it's based on actual facts. And listen, honey, when y'all reaching out trying to help, my best advice to you would be steer clear of anything that's not facts, honey. Don't implement how you feel. Because let me tell you what we don't care about. We don't care about how you feel. We don't care about your opinion on the situation. When we at the height of how we feel, I wouldn't. Don't do it, Miss Sophia. Color purple. Don't do it. Let that person do what they have to do. Now, when they calm down, yeah, go on and talk to them about it. But be very strategic in how you handle that person. Nobody wants to see anybody hurting. You don't. If you love somebody, you don't want to see them hurting. And if you're the one that's hurting and you chose this particular person to talk to, obviously you trust them. Obviously you trust them because you called them or you reached out to them. So if you do, when they tell you things, I think that it would be a good idea to go ahead and listen. If it's not something that you want to talk about at that time, just say, not right now. Or can we talk about this later? You know? And if it's not something that will hurt you, I'm sure the person will let you just talk about it later. Meaning, I heard you, but I don't want to do that right now. I want to be mad, or I want to be, crying and upset, or I want to just lay in this bed and watch SpongeBob all day. That can happen. It's levels to this, and that don't go away. I would have thought by now that with it being, sorry, now my nose is running and it's red like Rudolph, because I was crying. Eyebrows is done. I just want to say I did that real fast. I'm going to prime my eyebrows on this one because then when we cut to the next one, boop, I'll be ready. What I could say is that you have to be open on both sides. So again, if you have reached out to someone because that is someone that you trust and wanted to talk about the situation with, and they are there for you, be grateful that they are there for you. Because number one, and right now I'm priming my eyelid. Number one, trauma for like how I'm dealing with what I'm dealing with, right? About my cousin's murder and another recent traumatic experience. Do you realize that's pulling their energy? The person you were talking to, because remember, you trust them. So it has to be somebody that you trust. You're pulling their energy because they have to now get in a place of compassion and understanding so that they can get in a space where they can best help you, where they can best listen and empathize to what you are going through. So be very grateful for that person that you are able to, or people, whatever it is, that you are able to reach out to, because they don't have to do that for you. They don't. And the fact that they do, that means a lot. That means a lot because trauma lasts a lot of years. And so my cousin, this is year 3 and it's still like year 1. So around this time, my core, they already know. They know that I'm going to be feeling different. They know that, one minute I'll be fine and the next minute I just simply won't. My husband knows, obviously my mother, and then my sisters, they know. So they know how to deal with it. But guess what? I also know how to try to balance it, if you will, and try to be understanding of what they are going through. And so do I reach out to all of them every year, all over again, blah, blah? No. You want to know why? Because during the the off times, because let's just be clear, it's not just around this time. I can have a flashback or a moment at any time. At any time, especially when songs come on. I love music, especially when songs come on that make me think about him, because there are two particular ones that when I tell y'all, he probably, ooh, goodness, okay? He played them songs. And on my own wedding day, one of the songs is never even played on the radio. On my wedding day, that daggone song came on, I pulled over, and it was a whole problem. It was a whole problem. Now, I've decided to turn those into like happy moments too. So I pulled over and had to cry because I was thinking, and I'm done, because I was thinking, oh my gosh, he's here. You know, he took the time out to do this, and he took the time out to do that. My godmother, something showed up from her. My aunt who had just passed away, something a white butterfly showed up from her, and she loved that kind of stuff. So on that day, I got messages from all of them. All of the people that really matter to me, I got messages from them on my wedding day. And so when you're dealing with trauma, you really have to tune into how you can redirect. Okay? And so you think of a healthy way to redirect whatever the situation is, because you have to live your life. Your life is a blessing too. Your life, how fair would that be if you completely shut off from the world and you're still here, and there are people that need you? You serve a purpose too, and so people need you. And so not that them needing you is more important than you needing you, but that sometimes will help you come out of it sooner. And so you need you. You have a divine purpose. You have things that you need to do in life, and you deserve to live your best life. And you can't if you are looking at traumatic things. You know, in the last 4 years, I have experienced over 15 deaths, ranging from young to old. I had, in different kind of ways. My house caught on fire, and I lost everything that was important to me. I had to have 2 back surgeries, and both times I could barely walk. I almost wasn't able to walk down the aisle for my wedding. I gained weight back that I worked really hard to lose. You know, health problems. And I'm just being completely transparent. Life is hard. It's hard for some people, but then when I think about God, listen, on the other side of that, it was a lot of blessings happening too. Now, granted, those things that I named, I'm surprised that I'm not laying on the floor just crying. But I really had to like channel that energy and say, you know what? When this song comes on, I'm going to celebrate my cousin. When this happens, I'm going to think about my godmom. When this happens, I'm going to think about my aunt. And for my aunt, channeling my energy into my goddaughter, who is her granddaughter. And I definitely see her in her. Giving back, starting a nonprofit so that other people will know how to deal with things that I had to grow up with, growing up in, I guess you could call it the hood. Some people say it's not the hood, but ain't no way you can't tell me Pomona ain't the hood, honey. But just doing those things and channeling energy, joining a sorority, you know, accomplishing another dream, getting one more degree. Now that ain't happening no more. Listen, but those things make me happy. Donating, do something that you can really put with that traumatic experience that will help you see it differently, that will help you celebrate the fact that you got through it, that will help you channel your energy, because your energy is your choice. And I know that sounds crazy, but I believe that because I have been through that kind of depression where I was highly functional. I would go to work, be my best everything, drive home, dancing in the car, get in the house, take a shower, and get into bed in the dark. And you would not see me no more until the next day when I did it all over again. So I know from experience what that really looks like. I know from experience that's a place that you don't know you're in it till you're in it. And I know that that's a place that I don't have time to be. I don't, because too many people are not making it until the next day. And how dare I shit on their legacy? How dare I not appreciate and value my life while I'm crying that they lost theirs? That's how I make it make sense to me. So whatever you need to do to make it make sense, if you want to reach out and talk to me, if you want to reach out and talk to any of us on the board, I know this is my channel, but when I say us and wrap it up, I'm always talking about divine purpose. There are several of us that, actually all of us, so we can cover areas like domestic violence, single parent household, divorce, health issues, miscarriage. And yes, I bring that up because I know that we are dealing with you, but the real reality, right? Because we keep it in 100. I'm about to be a whole different Asian because this recent passing, I know that my friend would be like, why are you sugarcoating this? You need to, why aren't you saying it the way you're supposed to say it? So looky here, I'm saying it the way I'm supposed to say it. Kids is having kids. I don't even have one yet. And people is running laps around me and they're not even out of high school. So yes, we can talk about that topic. We can talk about any topic that you can think of. We can talk about it. I mean, come on, there's 6 of us and we are different nationalities and everything. So of course we can talk about everything. And if we don't have the exact experience to share, we probably know somebody that does. And so what we will do is everything that we can to help you be in a place where you can be where I am today, only a little bit better, because I'm still working through it, remember? But I'm really proud of myself in how I handled things, and I'm really excited for getting better. I'm really excited for getting better because the last week I couldn't even barely talk. So I am super excited. The divine purpose application process is open. So guess what you need to do? You need to sign up. Everybody always talking about it ain't nothing for us. They don't care about us. Our community needs this. I know y'all see me. I know y'all see me because I'm a whole size 16, 18. I know y'all see me. I'm right here. We are here to help. Why wouldn't you want to enroll? And we have virtual options. So when you grow up and you can't manage a checkbook, write a resume, go through an interview, know how to care for yourself properly, know how to manage conflict, communication, presentation, any of those things, taxes, job, career, college. I paid $102,000 for the degrees that I have. I'm going to need to spread this out and get my money's worth back. So sign up. And parents, I'm not going for it because I've heard already, well, they won't sign up. Oh, so they telling you what they going to do now. Oh. Okay. We'll save that for another episode. Thank you guys so much for joining. I hope that my sharing wasn't too all over the place. I hope that it was some good information that you can utilize in your own lives. I am going to cut to video 2 because remember I said I'll try to keep them at 30 minutes. So I'm going to cut to video 2. I'm just pointing out that I did this before the 30 minutes. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And I moved Queen TT's channel to another Instagram. So please go and subscribe. I need all the subscriptions, all the followers, all the endorsements, all the everything. Because guess what? It's not for me. I have a shopping problem. I have what I need. It's for you. I want to bring you all things that we wish would have been brought to us. So I'm working, honey. We working trying to get all the sponsorships. But y'all got to share this and get it out there. Do your job. Help me help you. Thank you for joining. Have a phenomenal day. Peace out.